Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to the ORAS LT Losers Finals. Kaif versus Urfgurgle. Kaif is easy on site. And Urfgurgle's Urfgurgle, obviously. I missed this yesterday because I was busy yesterday, and I also did not find the time to record this. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit to be. Yeah, I'll just. It might be too quiet now, but whatever. Yeah, so I'm doing it today instead. I know the result, but I still have all 5 replays open to get the spoiler of the spot. Yeah. A bit about these guys' runs. Kaif was in winners finals and lost, so that's why he's in losers finals, because that's how the will and brackets work. And Urfgurgle's had a pretty incredible run through the losers bracket. He lost 3 out of solo round 1, and then has won all of his series in losers bracket since then. Yeah, good stuff from him, and now let's get into it. So Chansey, Togekiss, Swampert, Victini, Landorus, Therium Formation, Gardevoir. Kaif. Starting with Kaif's team, Kaif likes Growl Chansey as a Charizard answer. It loses to like ST and Brillitra, but that's like whatever. Chansey plus Togekiss is like kind of a stereotypically. You would think that it's a good core because Togekiss beats a lot of fighting types that Chansey loses to. That is a flying type and a fairy type. So if you know the type chart, that's a good core. And then Swampert's kind of a cool third. Not a mon that's been used too much this tour. I think Urfgurgle is the only person that's used it for now. So Togekiss, just to run through quick, we saw James use Sub Endeavor Togekiss, the Solar Flare Romania set, but I would be shocked if Kaif was not using the standard Moringa Encore set. And Swampert's generally Yontech. Could be the Logan Facade set, it could be standard Ice Beam. Urfgurgle's team's probably a team where Victini doesn't have a weakness policy, but it still is, because that's generally the best overall sets. Probably be Lando for Charizard, and then probably like Psyshock, Gardevoir for Venusaur. Could see a Specs Victini as well, which also has the benefit of not losing to Slowbro. But people don't beat Slowbro this tour. Just something I thought that I'd share. Looking at the team preview, Swampert's pretty scary. If it's the Logan Facade set, it kind of wins because Gardevoir, Wisp does not save Gardevoir if it's Facade, and Hyper Beam doesn't KO. The other out for Urfgurgle is a Specs Landorus or a Specs Victini. Specs Landorus is not very good here because he would lose to Charizard. So I think like the most likely outcome in this team preview is Swampert gets picked by Kaif. It's like you could go Togekiss is super Among Us to pick into this team. It'll be Gardevoir, but it's Cheems to pick. Because it loses the other two, but I mean, I feel like Togekiss is like not a bad play. I think Gardevoir is really obvious from Urfgurgle too, because if it's a Wisp, Psyshock, CM, it like wins, unless he faces Togekiss, and Victini's kind of a hard pick to make here because Swampert's also really good. Just some team preview dynamics. But yeah, so let's play. No more speculating because I know what happens. So yeah, we see Swampert into guard. Face, obviously. Mega evolutions from both. We see the Will-O-Wisp miss, which is unfortunate. So I found out after the series that Kaif said that he was the Logan Facade set, actually, which is why I was kind of talking about it. But the Logan Facade set would lose to Landorus Therian, but Landorus Therian is an 0-3 here, basically. So, yeah. So this Wismus just didn't matter. Then we see if Kaif gets the 1-turn sleep or not, or does not get the 2-turn sleep, or if Urfgurgle gets the 1-turn sleep and he does not. Worth noting that EQ'd in 98. Like, what the hell? This is like, what? There's like no bulk Gardevoir out here. That took 98 from EQ. I'm gonna change the music. I don't feel like listening to this. Dark Crater. I don't like listening to this either. Let's do this. And I already know what I'm doing for the grand finals music. You'll just see. It'll be good. Anyway, Kaif goes up 1-0. That was functionally a 3-0 because no one goes Nando's there in here. In game 2, we see the Swampert again, so this is probably Kaif looking at Urfgurgle's usage and saying the Swampert's pretty good pick. Similar to, like, I mean, I'm not going to bring up examples of C teaming, that's not really worth it. And then we see it paired with Mega Altaria and Jirachi here. And then we see Charizard, Maw, Kieran Black from Urfgurgle. So I'll talk about Urfgurgle's team first here because it's like 3 Super Talmons that lose to Heatran, so it's kind of sus. Which basically means that this is a Brick Break Charizard or a Counter Charizard. Probably not Counter Charizard. Realistically, it's going to be Brick Break. I don't know, it could be Counter though. And then a Bond Cube probably. I feel like both Kieran Black and Charizard can tech Heatran, but you never see Kieran Black do that. I feel like maybe people should do that. Gonna give Kieran Black more use because that one has been pretty notably falling off, I'd say. With like counters are coming and then it just generally not beating a lot right now. It has a nice threat. It has a nice list of things it beats, but it's not that great. But yeah, I would say he's probably Haban Toxic and then Brick Break Zard. Haban Toxic for Slowbro and opposing Charizard. But yeah. And then Maw is probably standard. Could be punishment, I guess, but that's no. Urfgurgle is not really punishment Maw. And then looking at Kaif's team, it's probably the same. It's probably the same parts that they used last game. This team's really weak to Superior. So I would guess Jirachi's the beater. Seems fair. Could also just be like a fast DD Mega Altaria. It's like I said that Potato Chan ran in his series versus Yuze a couple rounds ago. But could also just be special. Stall, probably Stall, because Charizard Y can be kind of threatening for this team. Could be T-Wave, Heart Stamp, Alkaberry Jirachi, which kind of wins here, but only kind of, because Zard can just sub. Sub turn 1, obviously. So when you look at the matchup, if Urf happens to be Charizard Y, he's probably picking it here. Otherwise, he needs to figure out what he's going to do about Swampert, because he doesn't really have much to do versus it right now. He can just stay regular and DD with Zard, I guess. But then that falls into Altaria trouble, because Altaria is not a bad pick here. Malwa is hard to pick into this hurts. So I'll just play. We'll see what happens. So we see the Mega Altaria he picks. And then we see Kieran Black, which is not a mon that I was considering a preview. But another option I didn't consider is this is like fast Sub-Zard and then Specs Kieran Black, which is definitely possible. Because people don't bring Slowbro this tour and everyone loses to it. Yeah. So just play fast Specs wins unless it's Dragon Dance. But it doesn't, it like dies the Hyper Beam and does type of voice and doesn't kill. But I thought I would LARP and say that. So we see Ice Beam come out. That does 45. That is not Specs. That's like Scarf or some other set. And we see that it's some other set because that Hyper Voice did 60 and there's like actually no way that is not like ABQ because 60 dude? 60? Jesus. That's tough. Like Hyper Voice doing 60 is just not occur. It's either like Super Spadef or like Super Spadef or it's just AV. Then we see Ice Cream do 53, so we have some rolls action going on here. That's like, what? Like what? How are these rolls that like possibly occurred? So it's like stands to reason that it's AV Cube because it took 60 from Altaria Mega Hyper Voice. Like it's an Altaria Mega that's probably stall because Charizard Y, but still ORAS picks like Hyper Voice. So it only doing 60 is like absurd. I'm gonna turn this down some more because I feel like that might be loud. And if it was loud, I apologize. But yeah, I'm guessing that was AV, and that's also the Heat Rambler on the team. Unclear, probably fast subs are for the opposing Charizard then, or he's just bluffing. Bluffing is obviously fair. Really surprised to see that Kieran Black picked though. I guess it was picked into the Altaria Mega with having odds versus Swampert. I guess you have decent odds. And then they've just picked Molten to Charizard, I guess. And it worked out. So Kaif was up 2-0 on to game 3. So Diancie picked Sableye, and then Charizard Direct Wims, which is the team Urfgurgle brought versus Potato Chan, I believe. So just looking at the matchup right away, Whimsic Diancie 3-0s. I was gonna say Whimsicott 3-0, but that's Pekka. Whimsicott's actually a 0-3. So Diancie kind of wins unless it's Scarf Track, which it very well could be. Scarf Track with Iron Head, obviously. Scarf Track with Iron Head is not bad here because of the grand matchup, but you can also, it's probably just Zarvai, and then have some Sekis action because Whimsicott beats Taya, because Potato can't really do anything to Wims, as it just leeches and subs and protects and wins. Unless it's Taunt, which is like, I mean, you might as well Taunt turn 1 versus Grim, which is like actually pick a play, or whatever. Maybe that play has some merit, but yeah, so I think in a lot of cases it's just gonna be a skewed 50-50 where Urfgurgle has to be Scarf Track to beat Diancie. They can go with Sableye to call that, especially because it definitely might be Zarvai from Earth for Slowbro Mega, but again, people don't beat Slowbro. Yeah. So I'll just play the game, see what happens. See the Diancie obviously, into a Whimsicott. So like when you see Whimsicott get picked here, I knew immediately that the set is what it was, because I said Whims 03 here, right? There's a Whim set that does not 03, and that's Specs. So it turns out it was Specs Whimsicott for the Diancie, which is pretty sick. Pretty sure that loses to Slowbro, but we can problem from Slowbro. But yeah, so Kaif gets teched out the wazoo, losing to Specs Whims. Yeah. Urfgurgle gets one on the board in pretty shocking fashion. Specs Whimsicott and ORAS Poggers. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Anyway, moving on to game 4. You see the E-Blurb squad, Landorus, Magnezone, Victini versus the Low Goat squad, Mega Altaria, Registeel. A lot of the sets for these are pretty known, so I won't go into them too much, but we saw was SD Lando from the Potato Chan series where he brought it versus Earth. So I can reveal that. SD Lando is obviously good here, beats Tarak and Registeel. This is the Molt. And then Zone, Specs, and Step both good here. Beats Tarak, beats Altaria. Within reason, you're reasonably gonna beat Altaria. Unless, yeah, you're reasonably gonna beat Altaria with Zone. And then we see Victini, which, I mean, in this preview, from Urfgurgle's perspective, Victini beats both Molt and Registeel, so Kaif has 3 2-1s here. So tough matchup for Earth. Isn't there much else to discuss here? It's really just literal rock, paper, scissors for this game, and it's in Kaif's favor because he's the one that has 3 2-1s. He has to pick the best mid ground. I think for a mid ground that I would do, I would not go Landorus here because 1 is the mono the first slot, and 2 is, I feel like, double ground weeks versus Landorus. Like, yeah, I think I would go Victini here as my mid ground, but I would go Victini or Zone because, yeah, I think Mega Altaria is, I would say Mega Altaria is the thing that Earth would be most likely to pick because I think Landorus is the best mon on preview right now. Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe not the most threatening mon, but it's the most, like, I feel like the most attention's on it, on this team preview, if that makes sense. You can also argue maybe the same for Victini, but You can also, if you argue the same for Victini, you go zone because if Registeel is like arguably the worst pick here, especially if Urf knows that it's SD Lando and he can't win with counter. It's not a counter, but that's just the thing. And AB Lando would lose to this Registeel as well because AB just does not do enough damage. So yeah, I'll play. You see the Mag Zone, you see the Mega Altaria, into the Landorus there information, and then zone the mid ground into track Mults for the reasons I said. So we see Flash Cannon, we see the regular. If he was real, he would have HP Ice there if he had it. And we see a Flamethrower do 41. The Death Drop is. The Death Drop definitely didn't matter there because Flamethrower did 41. You can't Mega Evolve to get both the stats. And this is where Kaif says that he's Facade turn 1, and then we see how much attack you have on Q, basically 0, it was in your favor. Then we see some actually Pega calcs, like we see the ult spread, and we see this do 40 to 57, but we also saw that Urfgurgle literally did 43, so this is like minus less with, like, I don't even know, like, because it did 53 the second one, and it did 45. So like either Kaif's capping up the wazoo with this set, or like I don't know. There's like something going on here. Like I don't know what. There's something like messed up in PS to make those calcs happen. But yeah. Urfgurgle's Losers Run ends. Really good run from him. If you're watching this, thank you for playing. And Kaif moves on to Grand Finals, where he's gonna rematch James. He has to win twice. Good luck to you, and good luck to James if you watch this, but I don't need to wish you good luck, because you get enough of that yourself. Thank you all for watching. Peace.